In this guide, we will learn how to use MongoDB with Python and later build a simple Streamlit app together. First, we need to install the required libraries. We can do this using pip. Once the installation is done, we are ready to connect to MongoDB. Now, look at the first part of the code. We import the necessary modules and define a function to connect to MongoDB. Here, we create a client that tries to connect to a local MongoDB server. The timeout setting is important. It prevents the program from waiting too long if the connection fails. You may ask where the connection details come from. You can find them in MongoDB by clicking Show Connection Info. This section gives you the URI, port, and other required details. Let's continue. Inside the function, we try to connect to the server. A simple command is sent to check if MongoDB is running. If the connection is successful, we print a message and return a database named MyStore. If it fails, we catch the error and print a message instead. Next, in the main part of the script, we call this function. Then we check if the connection worked. If it did, we print that the database is ready. If not, we show an error message. Now let's run the code. If everything is correct, you will see a success message. That means we are connected. To summarize, we connected to MongoDB and tried to create a database named MyStore. However, if you check MongoDB Compass, you will not see this database yet. This is because MongoDB does not create empty databases. We need to insert at least one document first. Now we're going to learn how to create a collection and insert data into MongoDB. This is where things start to feel real. First, we import the function we wrote earlier to connect to the database, and then we call it and get our database object. After that, we define a collection named products. If this collection does not exist yet, MongoDB will create it automatically for us. No extra step needed. That's one of the nice things about MongoDB. Next, we prepare a single piece of data. This is called a document. It looks like a simple dictionary with fields like name, price, and category. Think of it as one row of data, but in JSON-like format. Then comes the important part, inserting the document. We send this data to the collection and MongoDB stores it. In return, we get a result object. Inside that object, there is a special value called the inserted ID. This is a unique identifier for the document we just added. Now let's run the code and see what happens. If everything works correctly, you will see a message showing the ID of the inserted document. Nice, that means the insert operation was successful. Let's quickly check it. Open MongoDB Compass and hit the refresh button. Now you should be able to see both the database and the collection. Inside the collection, you will also see the data we just inserted. Great, we now have real data in our database. Next, let's learn how to read this data using Python. We start the same way. We connect to the database and access the products collection. Nothing new here, just reusing what we already built. Then we try to fetch all documents in the collection. We loop through the results and print each one. This lets us see everything stored inside products. Think of it like listing all rows in a table. After that, we do something more specific. Instead of getting everything, we search for a single document. We define a query that looks for a product with a specific name. Then we use a method that returns only one matching result. This is useful when you know exactly what you're looking for. Now let's run the code and see what happens. You should see all the products printed first. Then, right after that, you'll see the result of the search. It should return the document we inserted earlier. Nice. Let's move on and learn how to update it. First, we define a filter. This tells MongoDB which document we want to update. In our case, we are targeting the product with a specific name. So MongoDB will look through the collection and find the matching document. Next, we define the new values. Here, we are not replacing the whole document. Instead, we are only updating one field. The operator we use makes sure that only the price changes, while the rest of the data stays the same. Then we perform the update operation. We tell MongoDB to update a single document that matches our filter. Once the operation is done, we print a message to confirm it. Now let's run the code and see what happens. If everything works correctly, you will see the success message. That means the update operation is complete. Let's verify it. Go to MongoDB Compass and click the refresh button. You should now see that the product's price has been updated. Great, we just modified our data successfully. Now let's move on and learn how to delete data. This is the final step of CRUD. First, we define a filter. Just like before, this tells MongoDB which document we want to target. Here we are selecting the product with a specific name. Then we perform the delete operation. We tell MongoDB to remove one document that matches this filter. It will find the first matching document and delete it from the collection. Now let's run the code and see what happens. If everything works correctly, you will see a message saying the product was deleted. Let's make sure it's really gone. Go to MongoDB Compass and click the Refresh button. You should see that the document is no longer in the collection. Nice, the data is officially deleted. Now we are moving to the fun part, building a simple interface with Streamlit. First, we create a title and a subtitle for our page. This is what users will see when they open the app. It gives a clear idea of what the app does. Then we create input fields, one for the product name, one for the price, and one for the category. The name is a text input, so users can type anything. The price is a number input, so we make sure only numeric values are entered. The category is a dropdown, which makes things easier and more controlled for the user. Now let's run the app and see what happens. You should see a clean web page with input fields and a simple layout. It already feels like a real application. You can type values, select a category, and interact with it. You might not know Streamlit yet, and that's totally fine. You can check the courses section on the channel to start learning Streamlit and other Python frameworks. Now, let's get back to the code. Next, we connect to the database again and access the products collection. Same logic as before, just now inside a web app. Then we add a button. When the user clicks this button, we check if the product name is filled. If it is, we create a new document using the values from the input fields and insert it into MongoDB. After that, we show a success message with the inserted ID. If the name is empty, we show a warning instead. After that, we add a checkbox. When the user selects it, we fetch all the data from MongoDB and display it. There is a small fix here. We convert the ID values to strings. This prevents display issues in Streamlit. Then we show everything in a table format, which looks clean and easy to read. Now let's run it and see what happens. I'm going to insert a new product. Done. Let's check MongoDB Compass. Click Refresh, and yes, the data is there. Also, if you select the Show All Products option, you can see the same data directly in the app. Let's add one more product. Nice, it instantly appears on the web page, and if we check Compass again, we can see it there as well. Everything is working perfectly.